I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Good evening and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Man is Man. And we have a big one for you today. I have a very, very, very special guest. He speaks French, that's his native language. And so it's going to be very tricky how this is going to work, right? But I have someone who's going to be interpreting for us. And the interpreter needs 5 minutes. So our guest is here. I'm going to bring him up on the screen and do all our preliminary stuff and wait on the interpreter to come. All right. His name is Ferly Virginius. I hope I get the pronunciation right.
It's good.
It's Ferly
Virginius.
Ferly Virginius.
Yes. It's better.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be interesting, but this is our special guest today. He is he's from Guadeloupe, and he's going to be on the show. We're going to talk about football culture, philosophy, what things are like in Guadeloupe, the transition, and how they benefit from being connected to France. And how Jamaica benefits from being connected to England. But like I said, that there's going to be an interpreter here. But firstly, let me say thank you to everyone who is in the comment section right now. Okay, there's our interpreter. He's here. I mean, what is all that white thing? Is that beard? So what? Am I not seeing clearly? Sir Freddie is here.
Freddy.
He seems to be frozen. So let's give him some time to maybe maybe the internet on his side is frozen. So let's give him some time, Ferly.
Can you hear me now?
You're hearing me now?
Can you hear me now?
We're hearing you now.
I'm hearing you.
All right, awesome. So just give us a couple of seconds to run over the preliminary stuff. So big thank you to the sponsors of this video. Launch Legacy, handle risk, seek legacy. So for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. Also a big thank you to Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. Call them at 876-884-7390 for all your loans, 100,000 Jamaican dollars. That's what they will give you. No low interest rate, no processing fee, and same day processing. Call them and let them know that you're interested in getting some money from them. All right. Big up to all the persons in the comment section. We ask you, please hit the like button as soon as you come on, so that the content, hit the like button, subscribe if you have not, and also share the content. All right. Wonderful. Yes. So, welcome to this is virtual Jamaica, Ferly.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, tell us a little bit about you, so that the Jamaican public can know who this person is. Why would Man and Freddie Butler have him on the platform? So tell us a little bit about you, your roots in Guadeloupe, and your time playing football, and how do you know that gentleman in the orange shirt at the bottom of the
Okay.
screen?
Okay. I'm Ferly Virginius, éducateur football at Étoile Mornalo. Since 14 years, I work with young people, and 11 and 12 and 15. It's my passion. Football is my passion.
Okay.
Hello?
Did you play the sport at any point?
Yes, just a little. Just a little. I wasn't a big player. Very. Freddy moyen. Comment on dit moyen? Moyen joueur. Freddy.
Huh? No, he's saying that he was a bit ordinary player, but when I played
Yes.
with him, he was very fast.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you ever represented your national team at any level from youth level upward?
Never. It was very difficult. I my epoch. All the player was very strong, and me I wasn't strong, so I can't participate in international football.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. In Guadeloupe, you guys have a French connection, right? So a lot of players from Guadeloupe
Yes.
go to France to play.
Yes.
Does that
Yes.
and you have had French nationals who are Guadeloupeans. I think that is the correct term. Name me some of those players who are from Guadeloupe that
What?
but played for
Est-ce
France.
que il a dit Ferly?
Ouais.
Est-ce que vous connaissez tous les joueurs qui jouaient pour la France qui habitent en Guadeloupe? C'est Jocelyn.
Yes. Angloma, Jocelyn Angloma, Lilian Thuram, Thomas Lemar, a lot. There's a lot of
Galas.
players from Guadeloupe. Galas, Marius Trésor. After.
Okay, so that I hear Lilian Thuram could have played for Guadeloupe. Thomas Lemar could have played for Guadeloupe. William
Yes.
Dallas could have played for Guadeloupe.
Ouais.
Which other name, Freddie, that we would know?
Jocelyn Angloma.
Justin.
Jocelyn.
I don't know that name. When did he? Freddie, you frozen again? All right. Yeah, Freddie seemed to be having a bad connection, but we're gonna work this anyways, right? But so what do you do now in terms of where do you coach now?
What about you say?
Where do you coach now? Or how are you involved in football now?
Dans quelle équipe tu travailles maintenant?
Okay, I work for Étoile de Mornalo, one of the best team in Guadeloupe. Freddy, he was a player of Étoile de Mornalo. The first Jamaican footballer who played for Étoile.
Oh, Freddie was the first Jamaican footballer to play for that club in Guadeloupe.
Yes, in Guadeloupe, Freddie has played. Freddie played for Étoile Mornalo. At this moment, it was the best team in the Caribbean. In Guadeloupe, Étoile de Mornalo was the best team.
Okay, so you're still at
this moment.
You're still at that club now. That's the club that you coach.
Est-ce que vous comprenez, Ferly? Yes, it's the same club that he's coaching. Il dit, est-ce que vous travaillez à l'Étoile Alila?
Yes. I worked for Étoile since 14 years. Étoile de Mornalo. I work with the young player, the under 11, under 13, under 14, under 15. I love work with the young player.
How many of those players played for the French national team? I know you have one or two.
Yes. I have one player who played for the national team.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the French national team.
Yes. His name is Delaney Matisse.
Delaney Matisse.
Delaney Matisse. Yes. Now.
Yeah, he's playing for the youth team.
Oh, for the youth team, the France youth team.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
So this player, he played for a team in Métropole in French, Brest Football Club. Okay.
That's the club that used to play for Freddie Brest.
Yeah, I went there. Yeah, but what about the next player, Ferly? L'autre joueur qui était vient ici pour le stage. Quelle équipe il jouait pour maintenant?
Paris FC. A Paris team.
Okay.
The second team of Paris.
Oh, so one plays for Brest and one plays for the second team of Paris.
Yes. So two players from Étoile de Mornalo.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
So
all right.
You must understand. You must understand. Work in Guadeloupe is very difficult. We haven't got a lot of possibility. When I speak about possibility, I want to speak the pelouse, Freddy. Comment on dit pelouse? Ground. The grass.
Yeah, the fields.
The fields. If you want to work very well, you must have a good field. So in Guadeloupe, we haven't got good field. So the players is very late sometimes. Are very late.
Oh, so you don't have. So Freddie, what he's saying is that they don't have good fields in Guadeloupe.
What he's saying that in Guadeloupe they don't have good fields. So when he's saying that the players are late, it hinders their development.
Okay.
So players who are playing in proper fields are way ahead of them. It's the same problem we have in Jamaica.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, does the federation in Guadeloupe build academies and build fields, or that's up to the clubs?
Who comprend Ferly?
Not all.
Il demande si fédération de Guadeloupe assister avec le terrain, toutes ces académies et tout bitin pour les jeunes.
Okay. So in Guadeloupe, it's difficult. There is a structure. Comment on dit structure? A team where we can to farm the best player under 5, under 15. The federation make a lot for that. So if your player not is in the structure in this team, it's very difficult for him.
Okay, so the question I want to ask Freddie is this, and Ferly. I mean, so, Guadeloupe has this connection with France. Of recent, we have seen more players from France coming to play for Guadeloupe. Seeing that the fields are bad, why haven't you tapped into that market to form your national team over the years and qualified for a World Cup?
À pas comprendre la FREDDY.
Freddie. Oh, hold on, he's frozen again. Let's wait until he gets back on.
Yes.
Pagan 180. You look like you speak some French, man. You understand what you heard the question I asked, Freddie? The question is, seeing that there is this France market for Guadeloupe to tap into, why haven't they maximized that market in terms of players to qualify for the World Cup, as we see Jamaica doing with
the problem is Ferly, Guadeloupe cannot participate in World Cup because they are a department of France. They only allow them to play in the Caribbean or play in the Gold Cup, but they cannot play World Cup qualifiers because they are all French nationals.
Oh,
yeah.
So that Okay. So that's why you will find when you have a few good players from Guadeloupe, they end up playing for France.
Oh, because they're still a French territory.
Yeah, they're still a French territory. So they're not allowed. They are not allowed to participate in international competition except for a few Caribbean tournaments or the Gold Cup.
Okay. Yes, it's right.
Okay. So Freddie, why hasn't France helped with the development of the fields in Guadeloupe, since they are taking players from Guadeloupe that even play in their national team?
Usually what happens, the players from Guadeloupe immediately will go over to France and play in France, at whatever level or whatever division. So, but in Guadeloupe, every team has a stadium that is built by the municipality. So every team has a proper stadium. So I think they assist with that.
Oh, okay, and okay. So all the teams have a proper stadium, but the stadiums, like Ferly saying, Ferly, the stadiums, the surfaces are not good.
In some of them, yeah, but he's mainly talking the training ground. He's mainly talking the training ground where the surfaces are not good. Also, the teams in Guadeloupe, they participate in the same French Cup that PSG and Monaco and Lille and everybody participated. So the teams in Guadeloupe, when you win in Guadeloupe, you move on and you start playing against the professional teams in France. Ferly, est-ce qu'on comprend ça nous dit là? Akadi quand équipe en Guadeloupe, yo joué le coupe. Si yo gagne en Guadeloupe, ou ka monte France, ou ka continuer jouer le même Coupe de France comme
Yes, yes.
PSG, Marseille, Monaco, Lille, tout ça.
But
C'est tout. Oui.
but we can't win this cup.
Yeah, it
Oh,
will never
Impossible.
win. Yeah, it's impossible.
Impossible.
wha-
Impossible.
why? Oh, because those teams that you can't beat PSG, and I guess you
But
can't beat the big
No,
teams. Right, right.
yeah,
never.
yes, impossible.
Uh,
Freddie,
uh,
Freddie,
oh, go ahead.
Freddie, Freddie played this competition. He know about what he say. It's very difficult. We play with professional football. It's difficult. You can't win this competition.
Ferly, you
Yes,
remember we won that competition when I scored the goal. I scored the winner.
yes. The first goal, the first and the only goal on the on the party. Freddie.
Yeah.
He put a goal. Yes, yes.
So
He,
why haven't why since Freddie, why haven't more Jamaicans then been why more Jamaicans have gone over to Guadeloupe? If it is access, it gives them access to the
yeah,
French league.
yes. Freddie, Freddie, il parlait quand on vient en Guadeloupe, est-ce que vous acceptez, c'est ça?
Non, il a dit pourquoi autre Jamaïcain pas venir en Guadeloupe pour jouer parce que comme ça, il peut aller en Europe.
Oh, so after Freddie, uh, it's become very difficult. We had le cyclone. Comment on dit cyclone? A storm.
Yeah, after my time, they had a big hurricane.
Yes, hurricane.
Oh,
So okay. Eh, so when a Jamaican player come in Guadeloupe, it's difficult for him about the language. Freddie is comment on va différent Félix, Freddie.
It's different.
It's different.
C'est le même mot. Yeah,
Ouais,
different.
oh, you say
different.
that Freddie is different.
Yes. When he when he arrived in Guadeloupe, all the players of Étoile de Monalou were very happy to see Freddie in Monalou. All the people in Monalou loved Freddie. Freddie was a Monalian. All Monalou, c'est Freddie. It's Freddie. To Monalou, it's Freddie. Yes.
To Mona Lisa.
Ferly,
Yeah.
you have to let him
Yeah.
know that. You have to tell him that I'm a legend in Guadeloupe. The
Yes.
people in
Yes.
Jamaica don't know that I'm a real legend.
It's right. It's right, my
When
friend.
when I
You
come
are
to Guadeloupe, everybody
you are
comes to see me.
yes. You are a legend in Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe love Freddie. Freddie is it's a Guadeloupean.
Yeah, he is. But why then? Did you learn? Because you're talking about the language barrier. Freddie, did Freddie learn the language over there, or did you learn it from Jamaica and then you got there, or in college? At what point did you learn the language, or did you just go there and adjust to it? Because I'm wondering why more Jamaicans don't look at this pathway into France, because
You
players from
see,
Guadeloupe
you
always
see,
end up.
man. You see, modern day kids today in Jamaica, they only just thinking about the mainstream, going straight to England or Germany or MLS or USL. So a lot of people don't think about that pathway to get in the back door. You know, everybody wants to just go straight into the big time. So you have a lot of kids, like a lot of these high school kids who are pretty decent players. It could be a nice pathway for them. But no, everybody else thinking that we're gonna go straight out of high school and then you're in the English Premier League or you're in the Spanish League or the French League. Sometimes we have players that can go through the back door.
That's what I'm wondering. Ferly, like if a Jamaican were to top class Jamaican, better than Freddie, we're supposed to 18-year-old, better than Freddie, you understand me, greater potential than the legendary Freddie Butler. And he decides that, listen, I want to come and play in the top league in Guadeloupe. How possible would that be?
Oui. Qu'a dit la même Freddy?
Il a dit, si il a trouvé un jeune Tiboug qui est plus fort pour moi, est-ce que ça va une possibilité, il vient jouer en Guadeloupe? Mais il doit être plus fort pour moi. Est-ce qu'on a trouvé ça?
Difficile. Difficult. Freddy at 19, at 18 ans, Freddy.
Yes.
18, excuse me. Freddy arrived in Guadeloupe as a boss. At 18, technical, physical, a very, very boss, a very good boss. So I think I don't know in Jamaica a player as Freddy who come in Guadeloupe and play football very well. I don't know.
You understand what he's saying, man?
He said that there will be no footballer from Jamaica that can watch up to you because at 18 you're a boss. That's what he said. Is that, I mean, what you did over there, you're a boss. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if there's
it could be a possibility, especially in Letwal. Some of the people who are running the club now are people who played with us. So it's a possibility that we can, find back that connection and talk to them and see if there's one or two players who would love to take the risk, because it comes with that risk, and like he says, you have language, that are they prepared to go in there and also learn the language while being there. For me, it was a bit difficult because when I went there, I didn't know the language. So it's my teammates who helped me, to learn the language, and then I put time within myself also to learn the language, because I started out, I only know all the bad words. They used to teach me the bad words, and I would walk around in Guadeloupe and just say the bad words until eventually I catch on. But do we have players, do we have clubs in Guadeloupe, in Jamaica really, who is going to sacrifice a kid today like Harborview did and send a player to Guadeloupe? Because everybody know from Jamaica, everybody looking for immediate gratification. So they want to make sure that, okay, we're going to give you a player, you have to pay us. So that might be a problem.
Okay, so when you went to Guadeloupe, it wasn't like a monetary transaction.
No, it was just, they want you, we're going to release you and let you go. So it's different today. Everybody think that they have to get that $1 million transfer fee. And I think that's where the problem is. If there's a few clubs who might be patient that, we're going to give you a player and, the player stay here, train and develop, then there might be an avenue.
Okay. So all right. So how the standard of play is the standard of play in the league, in what is the top league called, and is the standard of play, you think, Freddie and Ferly, higher than what we have in the JPL in Jamaica? Or the quality?
It's possibly higher, but again, in like I said, it's a proper every team in Guadeloupe, when you go for a game, you play in a proper stadium. You understand? You play in a proper stadium. So the facilities are proper. You go into a proper stadium because every team in the top tier has to play inside a stadium, an enclosed stadium.
Enclosed stadium? Mean it
Yeah.
is indoors?
Huh?
It's indoors?
No, I mean enclosed. Like you mean like you have to pay to get in. You can't see from outside.
Oh, you mean enclosed. Okay, that you have to pay to get in. Okay.
Yeah. So the in terms of that, I think to some extent they're more organized in their federation. At least when I was there.
Okay, Ferly. Um, let me ask, why you think Caribbean football struggles to have at least one Caribbean team from
Yes.
CONCACAF qualify for the World Cup every cycle?
You comprend? Ferly. Hello?
Ferly.
Hello, Ferly. Looks like
Kadi.
Yeah, au comprendre. Il sait pourquoi ça,
No.
il a dit pourquoi
Yes.
ça c'est très très difficile pour l'équipe de la
Speak.
Caraïbe pour. Vous comprenez? Vous comprenez? Hello, Ferly. Are you hearing me?
Pourquoi? Pas qu'attendre bien.
Pourquoi ça.
No. Not
Ça
well.
c'est
Not
très très
well.
difficile.
He's not hearing it quite. All right, he's not hearing it quite well, Freddie. So ask him if he wants to sign off and sign back on.
Il a dit pour quitter ça, sortir et réentrer. Looks
No,
like he's not hearing me, man.
C'est bon. Speak.
You're hearing now?
Yeah, we're hearing now. Go ahead.
It's good? Okay.
Allez,
Il a dit,
Paul.
il a dit,
Freddie.
oui, à parler maintenant. Oui.
Yes.
Il a dit pourquoi ça c'est très très difficile pour l'équipe de la Caraïbe pour qualifier pour la Coupe du Mondial. It looks like it's mine. He's not hearing me.
He's delayed. I think he's delayed. So
Ferly.
when we talk, it's taking a little while. So let him sign out and sign back in.
Ferly, ou va quitter, ou ka sortir, ou ke réentrer et faire ça encore.
Yeah, and let him sign back in because I want him to, as a coach, I want him to share his thoughts.
It seems like there's a delay. There was a delay where he wasn't hearing.
A lot of people talking about this young player called King, who played for the national team, that he played well.
Yeah.
M10 football sent a good video with his stats. Am I able to play that M10 football on the platform? Very good video that he sent that we can play. Let me know because I don't want to get it any copyright issues. So let me know. They're asking Freddie, where did you learn the language?
I started learning the language in Guadeloupe, right there when I went there.
Okay.
So today I'm very happy. I speak French, I speak Portuguese, and I speak a bit of Norwegian. I speak the Creole, I speak English, and I speak Patois, just like you said.
All right, I think he's back now. You can ask a question about the Caribbean team. What he believes is the reason why so few Caribbean teams qualify consistently for the World Cup.
Ferly, ça c'est bien maintenant?
Yes.
Hello.
It's better.
It's better. Okay, good.
Yes. It's better.
Okay, good. Il a demandé pourquoi ça va très très difficile pour l'équipe de la Caraïbe pour qualifier pour le Coupe mondiale.
Why the team? Pourquoi une équipe de la Guadeloupe? Une équipe de la Guadeloupe?
Non, toutes les équipes de la Caraïbe.
C'est difficile pour qualifier. Pourquoi?
Difficile pour qualifier pour le mondial.
Ah, ok. Yes.
So
So,
he's still struggling.
I think it's generally they miss. He miss. Oh no. Qui n'a pas dit moyen, manque de moyens.
Wait, not enough.
Hello. Not enough.
Ukatani? Yeah.
It's good. It's not
It
good.
looks like he
It's not
having
good.
problem with his connection, Mannings.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Problem.
He said he's having problem. Okay, Ferly. Yeah, he's having problem, Mannings.
Okay, probably internet. Yeah, he's saying it's not. Your internet is giving us some problems.
He's not hearing you.
Yeah, I think it is delayed. Yeah. So. All right.
Yeah, he's pointing at his ears.
Yeah. Thumbs up. All right.
All right, let me call him and we jump out and I get back in.
Right. Yeah. Just do that. Talk to him and then see if we can sort it out on that end and then we'll come back in. Yeah. You know yeah, people we're working working to make it happen, right? So don't worry, try to fix it. Yeah, I thought King played well yesterday. Okay, all right. So yeah, man, we'll send the just put the link in. Just put in the link M10 football, and then I'll just pin it so that persons can go and look at how you assess King's performance. Yeah, he does speak French Creole as well. Pagan 180. But you know, you learn every day because I didn't know that Guadeloupe. Isn't that the same? Is that the same thing with Martinique as well? And French Guyana, those teams can't play World Cup qualifiers. I didn't know that because they are still French territories. So they only can play in the Gold Cup and like Caribbean Championship. But so how do they participate in Nations League? That's the question. How do they participate in the Nations League if they are not able to participate at the World Cup? They should not be allowed because if France is in the Nation League and they are French territories, then how are they participating in the Nations League? They shouldn't be allowed to. Or it is different. Maybe somebody who knows the rule can explain that to me. Yeah, but we have a translator, Gunners boss. You didn't hear somebody translating. Okay, it's just highlights. Okay. Only Caribbean tournaments. Yeah, but so that's Owen. So is the Nations League a Caribbean tournament? Okay. How is his internet is better?
Yeah, his internet is acting up, so he probably try and see what happened. But yeah.
But I want to ask, I was
He's
hoping
saying he's not hearing us. He's not
Oh.
hearing us clearly. There's always like
I think because there's a delay.
there's a delay and there's like something else going on where he's not hearing us clearly.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out something, right? Because places like Guadeloupe, French Guyana, Martinique, they are French territories, so their
Yeah.
players play for France. So they are not allowed to participate in the World Cup
Yeah,
as individual nations, right? That's how it is.
exactly.
All right. So how then are they allowed to participate in the Nations League?
I think they get a excuse from the Caribbean, from CONCACAF, because they're Caribbean islands. Because they're Caribbean islands and it's a Caribbean tournament, they get a pass. They get an excuse. Whatever agreement it is with FIFA and the federations, they allow them to play. And that's the reason why Guadeloupe is always a part of the Gold Cup, because they always qualify for the Gold Cup with that pass to play in those tournaments, but they cannot play in World Cup tournaments.
Okay. Some I don't know how to pronounce this, Freddy, but somebody you're talking some
I can't
Oxtail.
see it. I'm on my phone, so I can't see what they
You
write.
can't see it. Oh, hey, I don't know how that is pronounced. I don't even want
Try,
to try.
try and pronounce it and let me see.
Qui il ne sont pas libres.
What?
Oui, ils ne sont pas libres.
I
OUI. OUI is the first word. ILS is the second one. Then
we
NE.
I what OUI, yeah,
ILS. That's the
ILS,
second word. Then NE is the third word.
ne, Nepa,
NOSONT is the next word. PAS. Then LIBRE.
uh, something about free, whatever, something about, yes, something or whatever is free. I can't, I would have to see it or hear it.
Yeah, maybe in Google. Hey, Oxtian entertainment. Man, I Google that, you know. Pagan 180 says French, Saint Martin, Guadeloupe, some Saint Lucians and Haitians all speak in Creole. Also, the older population of Trinidad. Yeah, a certain host, a certain program.
It's like with me speaking with him just now. We spoke a lot of broken French because it seemed like
Oh,
in Jamaica where we speak
cut up.
or yeah, like if me talking to you, I won't speak proper English, but if I probably talking to a girl, and and that's one of the reasons, like, for someone like me, I can understand the Asians or the people from Martinique because they speak broken French with the Creole. And
Okay.
most of the time, that's what I spoke to him because we're friends. So I'm very comfortable. I can speak like that.
Yeah. No, but Oxtian, you're saying that they can't participate in FIFA competition, but the Gold Cup is a FIFA competition, so I don't think that is. Gold
No,
Cup is
like I said, there's some agreement that allow them to participate in those CONCACAF tournaments.
okay, because someone All Topic TV says, man, you remember when Maluda went back and played for Guadeloupe, and I think they had some
No,
problems with that.
no, it was Guyana. He played for French Guyana, but the problem he had already represented France.
Even though he
He
had
had
sat out.
already
Oh,
Yeah, he had already played for France. So FIFA wouldn't allow him to represent two nations.
okay, okay,
So they had a problem with him representing two nations, but the French Guyana Federation didn't care and they allow him to play.
okay. What is the population there?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. But, tell Pagan to Google.
No, it's not Pagan asking that one. Pagan one. uh, then I think Ishmael is saying that what he meant was um he's saying that he meant those islands are not free from France. That's what
No, they're not free from France. They're still a department of France. So that's the reason why they can't participate in World Cup qualifications.
okay. Okay, so that's what I'm wondering how they ended up. But you're saying that they get exemption, some sort of
Yeah,
exemption.
there's some exemption with CONCACAF that allow them to. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That man speaking, and they got free pass. That man speaking Ciolo, not Creole, man. In Ciolo. You're telling the people, these people. Then it says none. Yeah, Sius Prof de France, what? Francois, Francis. I don't even know how to pronounce these things. I speak. I speak a completely different thing. I speak Japanese, brother. That's what I understand. I don't understand this. Because this is NON, which is non, and then JE, and then SUIS, Prof,
No,
PROF,
just we. Yeah,
D,
just we.
D, DE, FRANCAIS.
Just we something France is saying. I don't know. I don't know. I would
Yeah,
have to see it, like I say,
yeah,
I uh, I have to see it or hear it, and that I could tell you exactly what's going on with it.
yeah. Then Brian Dren says, "Man is man. Get patwa. Girls get proper English."
Brain drain, you take it to another level. Yeah, but typically that's the way it is in France and Guadeloupe. You can speak broken French to your friends, but when you're speaking to a lady, you have to speak proper French.
The accent says, I was saying that they are not independent. Guadeloupe, Martinique, Saint Martin are overseas department of France. Only Haiti independent.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But the thing though, but you said the quality, because they get to play in the knockout in France, right?
Yes, they play in the French Cup.
So they travel to France.
Yes, you have to travel to France and play.
So that all right. So suppose you draw PSG. Do they travel to Guadeloupe?
Usually, if usually it's the higher seed. So the teams, when the teams in Guadeloupe play, they play the lower seed teams first.
Yeah.
Like in England, you have the
The FA
regional
Cup, you have
teams are
you have right. You have the FA Cup, and you have the lower tiers all playing to see
the
who.
lower tiers team. Yes, so sometimes it depends where you finish. You get to play the lower tier teams, and oftentimes, to be honest with you, teams from Guadeloupe beat a lot of these lower tier teams and advance to another round or so. Um, when 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 we played Racing, who had players like Enzo Franciscoli, Ben Mabuk, and there's no way you're gonna beat those teams. One time, we had Lille, when Lille had all these big players, and you lose like 4-1 on in -8 degree in France. There's no way you're gonna win those teams. The year that we talk about when I scored the goal and we end up playing against Kempier, who I don't know if you remember Ekeke that scored the goal for Cameroon against England in, where was it, 1986 World Cup, when Cameroon England that 2-2 3-2 game with Gary Lineker and them.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, we played against that team that had Ekeke and Ribar, who played for the French national team. We had a close game. We lost 1-0 to that team. So it's difficult for these teams when you leave Guadeloupe and you have to even travel to France to play against these professional teams. Most
Okay.
times it's automatic. You're gonna
And it
lose
is,
4, 5, 6, 8-0.
and it is a,
But
it is the French Football Federation that pays for this flight. It's not at a cost to the club in Guadeloupe, though.
honestly, that's a good question. When I was there, I just hop on the plane and go. It didn't really matter to
How,
me
how,
who
how would they
financed the trip.
how would they afford it?
It's probably something with the federation. It's probably the French federation that probably facilitate that. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
yeah. I hope he can come back on, man. And then what the person when asked the entertainment was saying is that he's a French professor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he was saying, that he's a French professor. I'm telling you, the people sometimes in these chats, I'm telling you. He says he teaches Spanish as well, so he teaches Spanish and he teaches French. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Interesting.
But all the top clubs have stadiums with good surfaces, but the training
Yeah, the
uh
training facility it's different. Yeah, the
and
training
how
facility it's near outdoor private training facility, so you know, it's not. It's better than Jamaica standard from what I know, but I don't know what he's talking about because even like our training ground always have grass, probably a little bit bumpy because in the Caribbean sometime when it rains and the mud and all these things, but very rare we get to train inside the stadium. Yeah,
okay.
so we rarely train inside the stadium, but all the municipalities had proper stadiums where all the teams play.
Yeah, so they're asking how far is Guadeloupe from France?
It's about a 7 hour flight.
Whoa. To play a
Because
knockout
you're
game,
talking about Caribbean to Europe.
to play a knockout game?
Yeah, man, then a part of the country, man. You just fly and go lose and come back, man.
uh Somebody say you have many longuiture punch planture and carukira. Big up yourself, Freddy. Oh, whatever.
Mhm.
What the hell? Let me pronounce. Let me spell it for you. You see, it says you have any. He's asking you have any LONGUETEAU punch.
LON
GUETAU punch.
Languini Punch. Let's see.
And then there's a
Brother.
planteur, PLANTEUR. Hey, look like Warren. Look like you just Google something. Careful.
The Google translation is not working proper.
Yeah, yeah. It look like the one like the people that punching some things in Google
Yeah, man,
and come
that's
up
good.
with it.
That's good. That's
So
good.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
But
Well, it
he
looks like he's still having. It look like he's still having problem with his internet because he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
coming. He's not coming back in.
But you're saying
But
that he's under
let's.
14. He's he coaches under 14 because he says he love working with youth.
Yeah, I think he has like couple of players there that even playing with, like he said, the French youth national team that he coached. But back to the earlier conversation we had, that it's a good pathway for Jamaican players if you really check it. Can be a good pathway if a player should take the risk and do one. If he get an 18-year-old like myself and he goes to Guadeloupe for 2 seasons, you can find that exposure quickly. If you're in a good squad and you get to play in the French Cup and you
That's what
get a
I
chance
do
to go to
well.
Europe and you just go over there and do your thing.
That's what I'm here wondering. Like, I mean, Guadeloupe is pretty close to the Caribbean, so if you can go there and do well, get to play in the French Cup, you could be spotted, even if
Yeah,
you
man,
play against
easily.
yeah, you play a second tier team or a third tier team over there, you do well. You never can tell. You can move up the ranks. You're 18 years old, but how would those things work though? How like a player in Jamaica listening to this now, watching this now, probably is going to ask, "Wow, that's something that I'd love to do." But how does he make that type of
Like,
connection? Because it's not like the Guadeloupeans are coming to Jamaica to look for 18-year-old. That's what I
yeah,
wanted
like
to talk earlier
that
about.
that's a good thing because you see, um, one of the personnel who is the president of that club right now. He played with us. He's a former teammate. Is something that if I could have a conversation with him and say, listen, I have one or two players. Would you willing to give them the opportunity to come to Guadeloupe and play? And another good thing in regards to that, in Guadeloupe they use the euro. It's the same currency that they use in France, they use in Guadeloupe. So that would
All right.
be something good for our players, even if they go there
Get
and get
500 euros.
even €1,000, they're good. And then they try to stay there for at least 2 seasons, do well, and hopefully that,
Yeah.
that can be a revenue for our
If
players.
I want somebody to do the calculations for me. If say a Jamaican goes to Guadeloupe, a 18-year-old goes to Guadeloupe, even for 1 year, right? Say his expenses, he gets $1,000 as an example, and he has 500 left. That's still like a 100. Cause the euro is like 200 and odd. So isn't that over $100,000 after you paid all the expenses? That's still over $100,000 Jamaican.
Yep, should be.
So I'm saying that you come back to Jamaica after a year, um,
You're a millionaire.
you have some money. You have some money. But I think like I said, and I don't know if the language would be a problem because you
Well,
can go there and learn it.
it's the same if you go to Slovenia and Slovakia, or you go to Spain, or Germany, or Italy. You still have to deal with that language. It's about applying yourself and learning the language.
Oh, hey, Warren website saying that these are drinks my Quebec friends brought me back from Guadeloupe.
Oh, he's talking about the rum, the Guadeloupean rum. Okay. Yeah, I know the brown rum and the brown rum and the white rum. Okay.
Okay, all right.
And they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the
But Freddie, seeing that we're not getting back Freddie, what are your thoughts on the game yesterday quickly?
Well, I think it's the best I've seen Jamaica played in over 5 years. In terms of possession. We kind of control the game and have more possession. In the past, um, we couldn't move the ball, and when the game finished, we have 25 or 30% on the possession on the possession stats of things. So I think it looks good. It looks promising. Think about the coach only had a few days with them. And you can see changes. You can see even the role that he give Ravel to play, where Ravel drop deep and is more involved in controlling the play and managing the play. So you can see changes, in the structure. I like the fact that he changed to that 3-5-2 situation, because that's what we used to qualify in 1998. So I think we probably can get more out of our players, with the personality of our players playing in that system. So I kind of like what I see. We just have to be a little bit more patient, give him a little bit more time. Considering from day one, the way everything was structured with the team, it was already a last cause. So we're not qualifying. We saw the writing on the wall, on the door. We saw everything come.
Okay, so you were impressed with the performance, but not the result. And you think there are signs of
Yeah, man, there's some signs where we're not getting the results, and if the synergy and all that wasn't there from day one, you're not gonna get the results, So all that adds up from day one. That make what took place last night, the final outcome. It's not just the game last night or just when Paul Hall took over this team, You're talking about from day one, we take a team to Gold Cup, and then when you come from the Gold Cup, it's a total different unit now, playing World Cup qualifiers, things like that. Then what do you expect is gonna happen?
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because the preparation leading up from 4 or 5 years ago, leading up to last night, that's where we have to look at. Don't judge the coach from last night, man.
Okay. So you were impressed with Ravel's new role.
Yeah,
How he functioned in that.
I like his new role. I like the role where he gets to be on the ball a lot more. You know, that kind of give the shape of the team, a different look from what it's normally been in the last couple of years.
What would you suggest that we do from now? Like going forward, do we begin like a process of changing out the team, or do we, what would be your thought in terms of where do we go from now, seeing that there is the Nations League and there's a Gold Cup this year. Do we just start the rebuild, or do we keep these players and see if we can push them to a Gold Cup win and then
Yeah, but we
begin the build after that?
we cannot rebuild to just get rid of these players. These players are just getting on a roll right now, and we have time going up to 2026. Plus, we have time leading up to that time. Plus, we still have to qualify in the Nation Leagues and Gold Cup. Do we want to just take a bunch of young kids right now to try and qualify for the Gold Cup and fail? Would that make sense? So we have to try and keep this unit right now. And then as we go, we cut and paste. We might have to drop people and, inject a lot of younger kids. Because when you look at the age of the current squad, a lot of them very old in terms of 29, 28, 30, 31. You add 4 years to that. And, guys are 34, 35, 33. So we have to gradually inject some of these younger players right now as we go. Some of who we have now we can keep. Some of them, if you ask me, I don't think they're good enough. So the ones who the coach deem not good enough, just get rid of them from now. But the ones who can be a nucleus of the team, we start keeping them and starting to inject some of the younger players, the young talent, and start exposing them and giving them experience.
Yeah, you also have a vast knowledge in terms of your coaching, expertise and accomplishment, worked in Chelsea and stuff. When a coach comes in, right, is it important that he brings in his own backroom staff, or he needs to work with the backroom staff that is there and then over time phase them out? I mean,
Well,
what is the ideal situation for a new coach coming
look
in?
around you and look at all the Premier League teams and everybody. They take their backroom staff. They might take and keep one person who kind of understand the system to kind of hold on and pull through a few things. But if you're gonna work at that level, you need your backroom staff who believe in what you're doing and who trust you, and you and them are on the same page. If I'm taking the Jamaica national team now, I don't want anybody to question what I'm doing. You should be on the page of what I'm doing. I don't want you to have any doubt in what I'm doing. If so, I don't need you. And Paul, I think he should have the opportunity to bring in his entire staff and work with his staff.
So you getting a job, Freddie, anywhere in the world, and they say to you, we can afford you, but we can't afford your backroom staff. What do you do?
I'll probably not take it, one. Or two, I'll see if my backroom staff will come in and volunteer at some point and work with me, and then sooner or later I get them on a payroll.
Okay. So you'll still talk to your backroom staff to say, listen, here's what they can, and probably pay them. Would you pay them out? I mean, just give them a stipend out of your own salary to keep them.
If they're willing, to work for that too. You understand that's what you and your backroom staff would have to be agreeing on. But I want to Jose Marino anyway. I'm carrying backroom staff. If you look at even Aaron Redknapp and them guys, when them leave people from them backroom staff and then get rid of them go back or join them. You see, Frank Lampard just acquired the Everton job. It's my friend Joe Edwards and them who work with him in Chelsea. He took them. So why our national team? Yeah, why our national? Yeah. They were working with him in Chelsea.
Right. Oh, so he has brought them to Everton with him.
Brought them to Everton with him. So why our national team coach didn't have the opportunity to pick his staff? Because if they fire you and leave your staff with me, your staff probably don't even believe in me. Don't even trust me. You understand? They probably still want to work the same way you were working. So my first ideal situation is to get rid of them.
Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, I know. I mean, I'd love to see him given the opportunity. I don't think 6 games is enough to measure how good a coach he is or how bad a coach he is. I think this needs
Well,
to run its course, and then there needs to be a sitting down, and let's put a 2-year contract. Give you a Nations League, give you a Gold Cup, and then we
yeah,
assess from
man.
there.
For the short space of time, we have seen changes. We have seen the team playing different. So after these few games, what you expect? You're gonna have to give him some time and ask him to try and do a little bit more.
Yeah,
But does the federation have that patience?
that's the next thing. A lot of people are agreeing with you. Brain Drain wants to find out. I don't know if he's a Chelsea fan. Ask Freddie if Drogba is the best player he worked with.
Drogba was a monster. Drogba was a beast. I enjoy watching Drogba doing finishing sessions when I was over there in Chelsea because he was that man was a beast.
Yeah. Who is probably the best? I mean, the best player you have seen in terms of training and working, or that you have worked with in your time coaching at the highest level.
We see a lot of players. You see um Oscar when he was in Chelsea. You see him do some serious things.
Oscar.
Yeah, man. When you see
You
him
know,
in
you know,
training,
I never
very.
rate. I don't know why, but I never rate Oscar. I just thought
No,
he was.
we're talking on the training ground. I'm not
Oh,
talking
oh,
in
oh,
game.
oh.
Some of the stuff that you see him doing, some of these players do on the training ground. But everybody was pretty solid. They were all top class professionals. So you see some players that you might see them look ordinary, but when they're out on the field. But
Yeah.
Oscar used to do a lot of magical, nifty things in training. So
Did they know that Mason Mount would be this good?
yeah, man, yeah, man. Him was a player that really absorbed the football and apply himself well. He's the ultimate professional. So
Okay.
you could see him asks a lot of questions and him always want to train and always want to train to be better.
All right. Brain Drain is saying I must say Oscar, not Oscar. All right,
Yeah,
Brain
Oscar,
Drain.
yeah. Oscar, as simple as you see him, man, on the training ground, him
Yeah.
do some things and get out of some things where it was fascinating to see.
All right. M10, the stats man, the man who does all of the analysis. Brain Drain, I need to get this man at Calabar. I'm telling you, this is a man. The average age of the starting team against Costa Rica was younger than every other starting 11 in the 4 games played, except the USA. That
Uh,
yeah, we use a younger starting 11 this time around.
okay, well that's good. That's good to know if we're gonna rebuild.
Yeah. And then Claudia is saying that you need to tell Freddie the project is still on. That's the summer project to do the camps and thing. And you know that she's from Harborview. She's
Uh,
yes.
well, just tell Claudia as soon as we get some time and free up, I'll make sure that I'll show up and come there.
What's the man say I don't like that name Oscar. It brings too much Oscar Jagba. It brings too much misery as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah. Drogba used to beat me up.
They don't know
Mm.
that you're an Arsenal fan too, though you are Chelsea.
Yeah, man, I was a Gunner fan. I'm still a Gunner fan for life. Since 1982, I've been a Gunner fan.
There you go. Thank you, sir. So, you know that. Hey, listen, I have a subscriber who don't move, Freddy. I'm gonna show you something. All right, hold on. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Where you get that?
See that? The name is on it.
Yeah, I see. Where you get that?
You know, so I have a subscriber, right? That is my schoolmate. And yeah, you just say, listen, what you go on with, man? You can't see any management and don't have anything with management on it. And you just do it. But guess what? I had to get it with a Manchester United shirt beside it. That was the only problem. So I haven't put it on yet because I'm trying to make sure it has been defiled. So I'm getting all of that off it before I put it on. And that's
Okay.
because it was too close to the Manchester United shirt.
Uh,
But Professor Freddie, what is the time frame you would give a coach to see if he or she is doing his or her football coaching job well?
well, it depends on your expectation, and the results you want, If it's geared to just winning, or it's geared to development, that's reshaping the team. It depends on the outcome you're expecting from the player, from the coach. Sorry, it depends on what your expectation of him.
Patrick, Freddie, you don't say we put up the one you now go outside.
Yeah, man, we want to hear it, man.
You know they will ask you, don't? They will ask you about your relative.
Oh, we hear some man you in Jamaica use a term say such man. So you can go ahead and ask me.
No man. They say, Freddie, are you related to Craig? Craig Butler.
I had a lady that lived next to me. Her name was Williams, and I have a schoolmate that his name was Williams, and they had no relations. So no, we have the same last name, but no relation.
Okay, no relation. All
I
right.
hope I can answer your question loud and clear. Yeah,
Yeah. And
no
there are,
relation.
the campaign for the female starts soon as well. So what is Freddie's view on the women's program? Because the World Cup campaign for the women starts isn't it this month, I think,
This month, I think this month they call a camp, right?
Yeah,
Um,
for the
yeah,
senior
well,
team.
yeah. Well, if we can build on the last campaign, I don't see why we can't qualify, and why we can continue on the path and do well with that unit.
Yeah. How you manage young talent like a king? Just coming to the team did well to keep him level headed. How do you manage don't overuse him, but give him enough game to build up experience, knowing how do you manage a young talent like that?
You have to let him play. You have to let him play. Even a lot of these friendlies coming up, you have to manage his playing time. Sometimes you allow him to play even at 60, 75. But get him out on the field, and you want to expose him and nurture him. I was impressed with his game last night, but at the end of the game, I saw him do a interview and was very disappointed.
Yeah. I
Very
thought that.
disappointed. When I saw the interview, I'm telling you, my heart hurt. Because then I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was scouting that game yesterday and I was impressed with him on the field, then with the way that interview, I would even question certain things. So that's another thing that we have to do with even those young players.
Yep.
We have to expose them to the media and things, and
This is
you,
second
you have to
interview that I've seen him done, and I told the person who did the first one that listen, it doesn't. It's not
doesn't
a
help
way.
the player.
It
Yeah,
doesn't help the player. Getting them to do an interview sometimes the way they sound,
yeah, man.
it's not good for them because now it's not just a playing on the field that is marketed. It is the
Yeah,
person. And
Yeah.
people want, when you play certain positions, if somebody is going to buy you to be like a franchise or a top player at your club, there's a particular way that you're expected to speak. And I
Yeah, man.
don't think
The
too much.
logo, you know, the Arsenal logo is money, you know. The Manchester United logo is money, you know. So you
Yeah,
can't just go and just, you know, you have to represent the club, man, and
yeah.
represent the crest. You understand? So we
I
have
have
to
said it
represent.
before.
Yeah, it was very disappointing when I saw it, you know. So that's something that we have to deal with and work with, you know, with some of these young players. You
And
understand?
the clubs, that's one of the areas I want the clubs to deal with. Like some of the times when the players come and do the interviews, you hear it. You know that this is not. Come on, man. I
Yeah, man.
mean,
Yeah.
I listen. You know what is funny? I listen to the Brazilians, and not all of these Brazilians went to high school or university. But you realize that when they speak, it's like they are trained how to speak properly.
Yeah, but a lot of our kids too, them don't really take time out, you know, because most of the time everybody speak like them are artists. Like Vibes Cartel and Movado, like we are artists, you know, the dancehall thing. You don't know, you see me, yeah, daddy, yeah, dog. You know, at the professional level, you don't see the other top professionals behaving like that. Why should we behave like that? If you go into the Premier League, a lot of these players, English is not their first language, so it's still not an excuse to carry ourselves like that and deal with interview like that. So I think that's something that even a lot of these clubs, when we have the players with potential, we have to figure out how are we gonna work with these players that, you know, if they should go to Peru and have a good game and somebody come and put a mic in front of their face, they should be able to handle themselves, you know. So that's very, very important for our players now today.
Yeah. No, Freddie is not. Freddie is not involved in Union Omaha. He's involved in PSL, Port St. Lucie. See it here? Soccer club. See it?
Yeah, Union Omaha is a friend of mine who Bobby, we played together.
Yeah. King interview. They're asking he didn't want to talk transfer business. Um, there's a couple of interviews with him. So, but there was an interview before all of this with him that I thought, yeah, just how he speaks. You understand me? Um, you have to get them in sessions and help them to be to communicate better, right? So I hope this is a lesson, especially going ahead, because no, even more spotlight is going to be um on him. So
Yeah,
that's what I
man, his club and people who are involved with him as to uh,
yeah.
as to help him with that, you know.
And so Dave Anton is saying that you know that the Pearl had the same issue, you know. So yeah, but
Yeah,
Freddie, I
man,
know it.
nobody
Go ahead.
helped the Pearl with that.
Okay, okay. I know. Fresh. I don't know which one of the interview he's talking about though. But he saw one. What I'm saying though is that there was an interview that he did with one of my friends before all of this, and I said I told him that you need to talk to him about how he communicates, and this was before he did this interview, and I spoke to them. Said, listen, if he's this big, he's going to be interviewed, and if he's going to be interviewed, then he needs to learn how to better communicate.
Yeah, man, that's the only way. He has to know how to better communicate. Like I tell you, in the past, yeah, you have a player. He's now in Finland. I had sent him over to Spain. And before he even kick a ball, they want to send him back home. Yeah. The first day you get down for breakfast and they ask, how was your night? Good, man. You sleep well? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like immediately they look at him like you're not sociable. You can't communicate. How are you gonna play football for our team? So technically I pretty much had to beg them and like, give him some time. And, you have to be able to express yourself. This one word answer, yeah, man, a good man. It's not gonna work at the next level. And like I said, I had an experience with Stephen Morrissey. Before he went on the field to kick a ball, they wanted to send him home.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah, they wanted to send him home
Man,
because they're
yeah,
thinking
one
like
word,
you're not
yeah, man.
sociable.
Wait, say, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I'm a good man. Hey, come on. How was your night? I had a good night. How was yours? How was your flight? It wasn't bad, it was long, but it's okay. I'm good. Yeah, man, good man. Come on. We in Jamaica, we think that, we have to help the kids with that.
Yeah, and
We have
let me
to
say
help them.
this. And then when the kids speak properly, don't tell them, because some of us like to say, brother, what can I talk to me
Yeah.
normal, man? Talk to me normal.
Yeah,
Talk
but
to me normal.
even the other day I saw you doing an interview and
Yeah,
somebody calling some other guy because
exactly.
he's
And them saying
speaking proper, speaky spokey.
because they're
You're,
speaking properly.
yeah.
And so that
He,
is what
he,
we
he
communicate
becomes a
with.
speaky spokey,
Yeah, yeah. So we have to get the kids professional and let them speak. They have to learn to speak, because I like what Freddie said. This guy was seen as not sociable, because if you can't have a conversation, a proper conversation, how you going to get along with your teammates?
Yeah, but you're gonna learn other languages. If you can't speak your language, you are gonna go there go learn German or French. Come on, man.
Yeah. I did, that's what I'm saying, that when he did the first interview, I did raise the issue with people and said, listen, he is going to be exposed to more interviews because of how good he is. You need to talk to him. I did say that. There were 2 interviews done with 2 players in the JPL, and I spoke to the person and said, listen to me, talk to them. You can't, because you don't know, there are people now who are going to click on YouTube and see an interview with you. And the way
Yeah,
you say,
man,
you understand me?
it's very,
You mean, man, what you talk about, say, John, the rough still, John, what me I tell you, say, no, my youth. Yeah, say, you don't know, say, a long time we no, because it's not just the play on the field that clubs are buying.
yeah, man. Like I said, that logo means money, means sponsorship. Am I gonna sponsor the Manchester United team when we have players who cannot speak and properly whenever a mic and a camera is pushed into his face?
Yeah, man. Professionalism. There we go. It's so much free classes online for them to learn.
Yeah, but you have students in UE who is doing media and communication. Ask them to volunteer and come down. Sometimes, man, the football is not only on the field, In Jamaica, we just think say you have a cross a white line and put on. You have to sit and have social and psychological training with these boys. So you can go there and get 2 students in UE who is doing media and communication and ask them, come on, let's run some interview on these boys and we will video it and we'll analyze it and show it
Yeah.
back to them. There's ways. In our club we have 14 and 15-year-old boys. Yeah, we have more resources and access to other things to do these things. But we try these things too. Even on Tuesdays, the 12-year-old, you have to sit down and everybody have to express themselves, what they think and how they feel about the game they just play on the weekend. You understand? So and yeah, they grow up speaking English anyway, so it's not that difficult for them. But we put them on a spot that every Tuesday when you come in, you have to sit and you have to discuss and talk about it and talk loudly and eloquently for every player to hear. So there's ways we can help them.
Yeah, I like what you suggested because there are many persons in the universities who, they have internship, they have all of these, they have coursework that they have to do that they could probably come in and do video
Yeah,
interview
man.
with some of these players and play it back and say, listen, when you were asked this question, this is how you responded. I'm telling you, that his communication skills are poor. Uh listen, all right, let me say it this way. His communication skills, I wouldn't want to define them as poor. And let me tell you why. Because when he's speaking in the context of his community with his friends, it is absolutely fine. What he needs to do is to manage the different stages of communication. When I'm in an environment where I'm being interviewed and I want to be a professional international footballer or track and field athlete or cricket player, how do I project myself in that space? Right? Because how I operate around a domino table with my friends is different from when I'm on this platform doing an interview.
Exactly.
It is not necessarily that it is poor, it's just that you have to teach them how to operate in different spaces. There's a space for patois. There's when you're on the field, I don't say, hey, can you please pass the ball over here? No. I said, yo, Brethren, yo, one pass the ball and stop. Hold on upon it now. But when I'm doing an interview, I manage my tone. My posture is important. How I project myself is important. How I answer. In other words, if you're asked an open-ended question in an interview, don't say yeah, man.
Exactly.
No, you can't say yeah, man to an open-ended question. So it is
But
not that
but but
it's poor, it's that they need to learn how to operate in different contexts.
I remember when I did a few of these things as a young player. One thing they dwell on, stop saying yeah, and that's something they work with us on. If you're gonna speak and flow. So I think the clubs, especially the Premier League clubs, like if you have those talented players like King, figure out how can we work with them also off the football field. You
Yeah,
understand? Figure out even how can you put a knife and fork in a them and teach them how to go on the table and, and carry themselves at the table for a meal. You know. So I remember in the past we have gone to places and there's a knife and fork. And man I say, oh, no use no fork, cause knife a fork a fork alone me use when I'm there in my yard. No, you're not at your yard. So even things like that. Teach them how to use a knife and fork and things like that. It goes a long way.
yeah, yeah. Very. That's part of the whole. Like I said, becoming a professional.
Yeah.
Um,
So we can help them with that.
okay, I don't know person. This person, my nephew was a yeah, no, okay, I don't know person. We were all concerned about his career prospect. Man graduate getting six figures with Google. Sometimes it's just shyness, not a bad trait. No, listen. All right, I understand that a child may be shy, and because I've spoken to players, I spoke to two young ladies, and they said, "Yes, sir. No, sir. I don't know, sir." But you understand that that is a young person who knows how to speak properly, how to address things, but that's a different thing
But
than when you talk to somebody and you
Mannings,
say, yeah, man.
in terms of shyness is fine. But like I said,
Yes,
we have our 10 and 12-year-old kids. We put them in front of every single player that they have to talk. So now we're gonna try and work on that shyness. Can we put him in a situation to work on his shyness? I remember when I went to public university and I did a course called public speaking. I know you have to go up on the flat platform and you go talk and you write whatever they give you to write. And sometimes when me I go there at them time, I want to shit myself. Jesus Christ, what me I go do now? How me I go do this? How me I go start? But after practicing these things, it becomes nothing. It becomes nothing because now you practice it. You're trained. So that's what we're saying. Can we train these kids? Put them in situations. Get interns from UWI to get them to go up there and speak. The training doesn't have to be on the football field only. Find time. Do 2 sessions. Okay, we train 10 o'clock in the morning. We're coming back 4 o'clock. We're gonna do some public speaking. We're gonna do some Q&A. Find ways, man.
Hey,
it's not just football on the field.
One thing I can tell you, good communication will do a whole lot more for you than bad communication.
Exactly.
All right, let me give you a good example. Our 2 coaches are a good example. One is
well, don't go there.
No, man. One is a good communicator, and one to me is a bad communicator.
Because one can express himself more. He played professionally, and he's in that environment where he.
So listen, because of how one communicates, though his results are not as good, his communication, I think, has helped to buffer some of the blows that he would have gotten. So communication, and that don't mean the next person is terrible. It's just that effective communication has greater benefits than poor communication.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can help him, man. He's a prospect, but let's try and help him in that department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Let's try and help him in that department.
Hey, listen, let Ferly know that, man. We're sorry that the internet thing don't work out. It look like internet is a problem in Guadeloupe there, so I don't know.
I don't know what went wrong with him on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't come back.
Yeah, man. But well, thanks for filling the gap for him. I know you are training and you jump out of the vehicle and thing. People, Freddie is not at Union Omaha. He's at PSL. Where is PSL? Because we have some people out in Florida there. Tell him, Freddie.
In Port St. Lucie. I don't know if you can see, we have a bunch of kids out there working out. Can you see? Training session going on with some kids.
How many fields you have out there at your club?
Fields. We have 3 full-size fields, 2 under 12 fields, and also we have 3 under 10 fields. Plus we have dead space for training in the fours and
Claudia, that easy. The Claudia says, speak for yourself, man. I'm in the process of buying a one-way ticket back to Queen's Park Rangers. Claudia, the rate at where you're going, no coach would last in Jamaica after a week.
all right, man. We can continue the interview as we go, but I don't know if you can see we have a bunch of kids out here training session going on right now with the younger kids.
When it's a kid, what age group?
The older kids coming in. The older kids coming in within another 15, 20 minutes. So we are out here all night training.
Okay. So
another thing which is different, like, you see, they have good parental support to the parents out here.
Okay. And what time is it there now?
Right now it's 7:30.
Oh, we're on the same time. Okay. No, I'm saying we're on the same time.
Yeah. So I have an older group that comes in now. The younger group, the assistant run the session, but the older group I have to come back out on the field and do the session myself. They have a big game this weekend.
Okay. Listen, well, we're going to let you run, but thanks for jumping on. The man who speak French, Portuguese, Norwegian, English, Creole, Patwa,
Yeah,
and,
well, before you go,
and
I'll let you
Badwood.
see some of my boys, some of the younger players that we're working with. And then I have to let my assistant coach go international.
What's up, guys?
Jason
Hey,
Martinez. So the whole Jamaica scene, you know.
That's cool. What's up?
Something in Jamaica.
yeah,
So
how you doing?
Jason is my assistant coach.
Yeah.
So
All right.
he's the one that did the session today. All right, manins.
Yeah,
So I
man.
gotta go and I'll catch up with you.
All right then. Yeah.
All right. And we'll talk.
Blessing.
All
Yeah,
right.
man.
Thanks for having me.
Always, always. All right, people. We're gonna whoosh out of here. Tomorrow we have uh, a Jamaican born former coach of St. Kitts and the Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He's a Jamaican. Never coached in Jamaica yet. We're gonna talk to him tomorrow morning. We're still working out the skill call thing. I get it right. Yeah. The 8 systems. Brain drain. You went and you read the Nelson Cersei. Ha ha ha. Brain drain. You're copying all my book stuff, you know. The brain drain. I told you about the book. You went and you read the book and you want me to explain it. I can't explain the 8 systems right now. So what I'll say to you is he starts out by speaking about how cars are made in Japan. And that the thing is that no matter who they plug in, the system causes the cars to come out the same way. You have to have proper systems. And if you don't have proper systems, all that you produce will probably look different. You have to fix your systems. Good book. Nelson Cersei is the name. Brain Drain, I see you. I need to stop showing you my books, Brain Drain. Because you're taking my books and you're reading them and then questioning me about them. But you need to suggest one to me. Which book should I read, Brain Drain? Tell me. Yeah, I'm going to try with Skill Call tonight, even if I have to record it, or tomorrow. Right? Yeah. All right. All right, Bridget. So, yeah. So, Claudia, I'm going to either try to do it tonight and record it or try to get it done tomorrow. I have Lenny Taylor tomorrow, but I'm going to do that as well. All right. Yeah. Pagans, systems and car. What are you talking about? No. It's the example you use in the book to explain the 8 systems. You need them in organizations, in governance, in finance, Pagan 180. It's a book. But Nelson Cersei, check it out. Don't want to give him no big promo, but check it out. Easiest way to success. All right, I'm going to check that out. Easiest way to success. Let me Google that right now and see. Is there an audio version of it? Although I have one here that I'm reading, by a Jamaican author, but I'll check it out. I'll check it out, Brain Drain, and let you know. How good it is. Yeah. All right, but thanks to all of you for joining as usual. Always good having you on the program. It's content, right? So we ask you to please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also share the content. That's how you support the work that we're doing here at I Am Sure Sports. As a simple way to success, Brain Drain. I don't see easy. So hit the like button, people. Want to make sure that we have, yeah, a lot of likes. Brain Drain, I'm not seeing that book. I see simple. I was saying the easiest way to success is to copy. I thought you were giving me a book to read, brethren, or sister. or artificial intelligence? How did Freddie get the Guadeloupe link? Did he say no? Remember, he played in Guadeloupe, and when he went to Guadeloupe to play, this person Ferly was part of the coaching staff there. All right, so next time you come on, the Art of War. I have the Art of War, man. I read that already, Claudia. And I have the other book by him, which is, I think he wrote also the 48 Laws of Power, as well. I think he's the same author, but I've read the Art of War already. Yeah, you know. Yeah, yeah. Oh, thinking for a change. Okay. I think you have read the tipping point. Malcolm Gladwell. This is a Jamaican author, you know, people. Yeah, the tipping point. Well, he has Jamaican connection. Very, very, very good. Very good book if you're in management and leadership. Good book to read. And I always tell you about 2 books that I think you need to read. If you're into sports and you want to understand sport, trust me. You see this book? It named Outliers. Outliers. If you want to understand the dynamics of sports, you need to read Outliers. Outliers and yeah, and Talent Code. Oh, Jesus. Hey, you know what? This conversation go get very, very strange. When Pagan make a U-turn, it's time for the stream to end. Because Pagan has made a 180. So people, thank you again. Be safe. And we will we will pick up tomorrow. Remember, hit the like button before you go. Hope you enjoy the conversation today as we try to bring an international flavor to the platform. Again, bless you. Be safe. I am Man's Man. This is I Am Sure Sports. Big thank you to our sponsors, Launch Legacy. Launch Legacy. Handle risk, seek legacy. For all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit them at launchlegacy.com or text or call 647-989-0782. Also, Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. Call them at 876-884-7390. They will help you with a personal loan. So check them out. All right. So bless up and you all take care. Again, Pagan has called for the end of the stream because he says reading is far full. So we have come to the end. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the evening. One and